Hi, this is David. I haven't decided whether I'm going to make this particular video part of my regular fitness blog or whether I'm going to keep it private. But I'm making this for a Twitter friend, Rachel, who sent me a question. And this is going to be both an exercise video and a little nutritional video. If I can get them both onto one video, I'll do it. If not, I'll split it into two parts. I'm dressed to work out because I'm going to do the workout section after this. I'm going to talk a little bit about nutrition first. But anyway, she was asking me about a problem area and getting rid of fat in that area. The first thing I'll say is that spot reducing has been shown to be impossible. Okay. People will claim that this exercise or that exercise targets a particular area. Now, in terms of muscles, that's true. You can do particular exercises to tone your hips, to tone your thighs, to tone your stomach, but not as far as burning fat. Okay, this varies differently among different people. It's genetic, but the fat in different places is metabolically active and it burns very quickly. Some places it doesn't. Some storage areas. But anyway, what was surprising about the question from this girl, Rachel, is that she was asking me about belly fat and said that that was a problem area. Now, this is a beautiful young girl. She's not fat at all. So this is kind of surprising because normally with women that get a few pounds overweight, the primary fat distribution area is the hips and the thighs. Okay? For men, the primary fat distribution is the stomach, but not for women. Belly fat is very dangerous. It's very unhealthy. And if you see a woman who is not fat, but she's starting to get a belly, assuming she's not pregnant, it's usually indicative of diabetes, prediabetes, or metabolic syndrome. Okay. Now, it can be that can be the case with the men also, but it's a little bit harder to tell. But if you see a man that has, say he's got skinny arms, skinny legs, no ass, but he's got a big belly, he probably either has diabetes or he's well on his way to being there. Okay. So with that in mind, what we're going to talk first about is sugar and its effect on things and trying to get it under control. Too much sugar can cause insulin resistance, which can lead to prediabetes and diabetes. And you want to keep that down as much as you can. Now, the American Heart Association recommends only about 30 grams of sugar for the entire day. That's a very, very small amount. And for most people, it's almost impossible to keep into that amount. Okay, but the good news is that if you do a couple of things, you can double or triple that amount that you can take in safely. So you can have maybe 90 or close to 100 grams of sugar a day and still get away with it. Okay, and a couple of things I'm going to talk about that you can do to help lower what's called the glycemic impact of sugar, okay, is vinegar, coffee, cinnamon, tea. What these things do, they help prevent sugar spikes, okay? And so that simple sugars take on more of these characteristics of complex carbohydrates, which are not as dangerous. So one thing you can do to help, and I do it also, is before each meal, you have a tablespoon of white vinegar. This lowers the glycemic impact of sugar. What you can do after your meals or during the meals is have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. This also lowers the glycemic impact of sugar. Cinnamon does also. So you include these things with each meal, as well as eating a lot of fiber, and you can probably safely double the amount of sugar that you have in a day, from 30 grams to perhaps 60 grams. Now, in addition to that, if you do some vigorous exercise or on a good exercise program, you might be able to triple that amount. Eat as many as 90 grams of sugar a day and get away with it. But what you want to do as far as keeping your metabolism active, you don't want to skip meals. You want to eat 3 or 4 smaller meals in the day, and you want to make sure you have adequate amounts of protein. Now, first we'll talk about protein. Okay, For a woman, the amount of protein you should have every day is about half your body weight in grams. So say you weigh 120 pounds. Half of 120 is 60. You should be getting about 60 grams of protein per day. And you should start by having about 20 grams at least with your breakfast. If you're not eating a high protein breakfast, you can buy protein shakes or protein mixes to mix it up to get another 25, 30 grams of protein. If you have eggs, eggs have protein, about 8 grams of protein per egg. So you have 2 eggs, that's about 16 grams of protein. A glass of milk is about 8 grams of protein. But you want to have about 60 grams of protein in the day. Now, that's during normal times. That's not when you're dieting to lose weight. If you're dieting to lose weight and you're on a reduced caloric intake, you should double the amount of protein. Okay, so if you're normally getting 60 grams of protein per day and you've cut back on your calories, you're trying to lose a few pounds, double that. Okay, you eat more protein and you save your calories by cutting carbs. Okay, second thing is fiber. Okay, fiber helps dampen the impact of sugar. Both protein and fiber do. Okay, what you should be getting in fiber is 25 to 30 grams per day. Now, what you'll have to get in the habit of doing is looking on your packages to see the protein grams, the fiber grams. If it's something that's not packaged, like a piece of fruit or something like that, you can go online and look it up and you can find the nutritional content. But you should track that for a while. And get in the habit of knowing what things are so that you're getting your 60 grams of protein and 30 grams of fiber every day. If you're doing that, and you take these other active measures like having the vinegar before meals, and having coffee or tea after or with meals after that, you'll be able to double the amount of sugar you have in a day. Now, if you get your half hour of exercise in every day, you can probably handle another 30 grams or so. But at least a third to a fourth of your exercise should be extremely vigorous exercise. And that's what I'm going to go over with you when I'm going to go outside and do a little workout session. I'll probably have to do a second video for that. Okay. But what you want to have during the day, you want to have plenty of water, 8 glasses of water or so, 60 grams of protein, 30 grams of fiber. You want to make sure you drink plenty of either coffee or tea, and you have your vinegar. And you want to reduce your sugars as much as possible. Pre-sweetened breakfast cereals are really, really bad. Okay, I went online just a little while ago and got a list of a few of the worst ones. The worst ones are like Captain Crunch, Fruit Loops, Lucky Charms, Apple Jacks, Oreo O's, those things like that. Some of them have 12, 15 grams of sugar per serving. Okay, and then you put a cup of milk on that. You're already over your total. If you have to eat cold breakfast cereals, the best ones are shredded wheat, Cheerios, Fiber One, Grape Nuts, Wheaties, Total, All Bran, Wheat Chex. All of those things have good fiber content, protein, and they're very low in sugar. Okay. The big thing that you have to watch for is soft drinks. Okay. If you're going to drink soft drinks and eat candy and pastries, you're fighting a losing battle. Maybe you can designate one day a week when you have a cheat day, when you do some of those things. But for instance, a 12-ounce can of Coke, that has 40 grams of sugar. Okay? That right there is already more sugar than the American Heart Association recommends that you have in the entire day. So it's just not going to work. Try to make your beverages water, coffee, tea, one alcoholic beverage per day, flavored waters, things like that, and you'll be okay. Fruit juices, that's something else you should get rid of. Fruit juices are very, very, very bad. Don't have a glass of orange juice, have an orange. Okay, the whole fruit is very healthy. Okay, you're getting a lot more than just the juice. You're getting all the fiber and lots of other nutrition with it to help dampen the effect of the sugar. When you have the fruit juice, you just have the concentrated sugar. Lemon juice is an exception. That's very healthy, and it's not going to raise your glycemic. think I've covered everything I want to cover. Okay, you want to reduce your sugar. You want to have your protein, 60 grams per day. You want to have your fiber, 30 grams per day. You want to have a tablespoon of vinegar before each meal. If you can't drink it straight, put it in a little bit of water, mix it up, and keep a log. Get a measuring tape. Forget about calories and fat right now, okay? Concentrate on protein, fiber, and sugar, okay? And keep a log, not of your weight, but of your waistline measure. Take every morning when you get up, after you've eliminated, go ahead and urinate first, and just around the fattest part, just write down your waistline every day to the nearest quarter inch, okay? And I would imagine that once you get going with good nutrition and a good exercise program, you should be dropping at least a quarter of an inch a week or so. Okay, anyway, I'm probably over 10 minutes right now, which is going to be the limit that YouTube will accept on here. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and I'll go outside and I'll make a little exercise video.